Enterprise Supplier and entrepreneurship development programs provide vital support to small and medium-sized enterprises in South Africa, focusing on their growth and development. They often focus not only on financial assistance but also mentorship, market access and capacity building. Coca-Cola Business in a Box has been designed to tackle youth unemployment through entrepreneurship.
Business in a Box really is about how do we get not only youth but women and youth and persons with disabilities to be economically included. So economic inclusion for us is just opening up those gainful opportunities for the young people. So the way it came about is that how do we not only create entrepreneurship as a lifestyle, but also provide, skills development, provide business acumen, but not only leave it there, because we find that a lot of the programs give you business acumen, you don't have any access to funding. So we make sure that you get access to funding to help you grow. But we then take it a step up, right? Where we invest in also making sure that we invest in what we call business development support. We get a mentor and a coach to walk the journey with you over a year.
Pot's Kitchen belongs to Palisa Takalo. She was fortunate enough to win Business in a Box competition, which accelerated her small business. Today, Takalo employs 5 others in the business, serving breakfast and lunch in Proteas, Soweto.
From starting to Pot's Bakery and just selling scones, gem tarts, muffins and biscuits, we got Business in a Box and we started selling food, chips, koda, and hard body chicken, mukhodu, inyama enhloko, and so forth, just to name a few. And yeah, starting from just selling cakes to selling food now for lunch, it just took our business to the next level.
The owner of Mavusana Foods, Vusmuzi Kupega, shares the same sentiment with his food business. He managed to employ 1 other person. Kupega says being part of the Business in a Box has been a game changer for his business.
When the container came, it's an attraction on its own, because anyone can see it from afar, unlike when I was using a table when no one could see from afar. With this, it's very attractive now. People can come, see the Coca-Cola logo, they're interested, what are you selling there, what are you doing?
Mqhayi says Business in a Box has so far empowered over 1,080 young people with a success rate of nearly 90%, meaning that those small businesses remain operational. However, there are still businesses who don't make it even with the support given.
Unfortunately, we find that a lot of the businesses, they still take, from hand to mouth. And some of them already, because they have, what we call black tax, it is real, it is out there. You find that this particular young person is open their business, but because they still have to feed everyone, they end up just running the business down. Some of them is factors that they couldn't really control, or we couldn't really control. Some of them you find are job seekers. Remember, I said we're trying to create this entrepreneurship as a lifestyle, but not everybody is an entrepreneur.
The SAB Foundation provides support for entrepreneurs and social innovators. The small businesses have access to funding, business skills development, tailored mentorship and assistance with access to markets and finance. With the current economic conditions, Bridget Evans, who is the Executive Director for SAB Foundation, says entrepreneurs have taken knocks from several fronts, yet they remain resilient.
We've been very fortunate. We haven't had load shedding for a while, but when you are running a small business, when you're running any business, that requires electricity and you are now cut short, your labor costs don't change. Your operating expenses don't change, but you have less hours to operate in. So to actually generate the money that you need to keep the business afloat. So I think certainly load shedding has created a very challenging environment for entrepreneurs. The other big factor that we have really come across only in the last, I would say, 18 months is really the issue around financial literacy.
SAB Foundation says it too has a 90% success rate of the businesses under its wings. This includes Luvo Kukwana, who's one of the beneficiaries of the SAB Foundation and is the driving force behind Green Arch Innovations, which specializes in aquaponic systems. This is a unique farming method that allows people to grow both fish and crops at the same time in one system. Kukwana says business is doing well. He says with the support of the foundation, it is helping the business to gain positive traction in the market. Still, the political economic dynamics in the country worry him as a business owner.
Our country is very volatile, to be quite frank. No one knows what to expect. But I think as much as that really keeps us up at night, but I think with our expansion plan, it really allows us to find a balance, like to find the equilibrium in the market. Because you look at where we are based regional, which is KZN, the dynamics here might not be the same as in Eastern Cape, where you're kind of getting traction, same as in Limpopo. But our expansion strategy, it really allows us to find the balance in terms of should be any instabilities. How can we find ourselves still have our foot into the market while we're experiencing some instabilities in other regions because of how volatile they can be politically, because that really does affect your business in terms of your stakeholders dynamics. They might change because of the political symmetry. But I think with our strategy to really do a cross-port in South Africa, it kind of allows us to cement a position and also to find a balance in case we experience some instabilities. I'm quite worried, but I think we have the right systems in place.
Trudy Mukansi, another beneficiary and young entrepreneur of the SAB program, describes it as a good friend that helped her transition from working in corporate to going full-time into business. This includes finance and mentorship. Her business, Ambesha Africa, is a premium patio furniture manufacturer based in Gauteng. It now employs several others and is firmly competing as well as collaborating with bigger brands in the country. She identifies justifying her prices as some of the challenges that she has to contend with.
It's very difficult, especially when you have to deal with price, because at this stage, we advertise a lot online, especially after the COVID. So when you are online, sometimes it's not easy to explain to the client that I came to this price because this material can last you in the sun. This material's got so much warranty, so much guarantee. And so if they just see a price, they don't know how you get to that. They can just easily go to something that is cheaper than you. So it is a challenge, because when you have to be out there, you don't get that opportunity to speak to the client and explain that this material, what are the benefits of this material. And for us, we don't just make furniture. And so if you have to go and look at the price online, it becomes like a little bit complicated, because you have to, depending on what clients are looking for, if price is it's the factor that you look for when you buy furniture, it becomes difficult, because obviously by the time you read that this is the benefit, this is how we get to the price, you already thinking of buying somewhere else where it's cheaper.
Evans cautions of a worrying upward trend being reported by some businesses where they are extorted in the form of an illegal protection fee.
We need to do some more investigation into it, but I think we did a survey a little while ago to find out how many of the entrepreneurs that we work with are having to pay some sort of protection money. And I think it's like as high as 80% in township and rural areas. And it's extortion, basically. It's like you either pay us to protect you, or we will vandalize your property and steal your stock. And I really think the government needs to do, at the highest level, needs to do something about it.
Enterprise supplier development programs, especially for the youth, are proving to be a necessary tool in the fight against youth unemployment. While some corporates are way ahead in the course of assisting the youth to get into entrepreneurship, but many more are needed to keep the wheels of youth entrepreneurship moving. Diabo Seto, SABC News, Johannesburg.